data and other gadgets on social media are more dreaded. And you may ask yourself, why? And people who are like career politicians, career gurus, people who knows that, Nigeria politics is about shooting guns and paying money. And they have been doing it for decades. How can they be so afraid of people with phones and internet data? It is because they believe that with what you have there, if you should, for one day, use your most potent weapon against them, it's over. And what is that? Your number. So others, that theory of them layering Obi and you, the obedient, to a coalition, then dump Obi in order to break the cycle. Because around that time, he can't go and say he wants to go another party and be presidential. It will look so desperate. And around that time, so many of you will probably have gone fatigued, like disinterested again, like you're not interested anymore. So a lot of people are, or maybe not a lot of people, some people are saying the idea of coalition also have Tinubu's hands all over it. So it is probably, we just have to wait and see. All right? But come on, there are pieces of information. They are not like facts. So to say, when I say fact, I mean you can't pretty much predict on theory. Theory is about what is readily available, like pieces of that, you put them together and you could make projection, right? So until that happens though. Anyway, on Mayegun's diary political, we are not the only person who feels like, because I said it earlier that once this self-destruct button is activated by the APC, helped by those who are planning to come and save every one of us, and then boom, right? The process of us going our separate ways may also be activated. And it will be a good thing, because for the first time, we can be part of a conversation for our own future. We were never part of this one. Our ancestors were handed independence like, take, with conditions that they had no choice but to just agree to. And when they tried to build something for themselves, it backfired to what we have today. So once these guys press their own self-destruct button and everything goes south, for the first time, people can actually discuss if they still want to be part of a country and under what arrangements, under what conditions. For the first time, it would be a good thing. I don't think I'm the only person thinking it.
Let's tell ourselves the truth now, at least for once. See, I'm going to speak and a lot of people will think I'm speaking like a Biafran, but no, I want us to reason like analytical human beings. The fact is, the division of Nigeria with all the indications on ground so far is inevitable. The division of Nigeria is inevitable without implementing the regional system of government. Okay, let's look at the indicators. Number one, the fact is, the issue of national insecurity at the moment happens to be majorly a northern problem, right? You quite agree with me on that. And in that regards now, any government of the day, any president at the moment that is not of the northern descent or northern origin that tries to fix that, if he's hoping to come for a second tenure, I bet you he can't succeed in that. You quite agree with me, right? And this is what I mean by that. Okay. In addressing, considering bringing into view now what happened recently in Benue, just the normal issue of farmers, herders clashes as they call it, right? Okay. In fixing this kind of situations, now forget about the deployment of military, police, whatever the president coming to visit. You quite agree with me that that doesn't solve anything and it's not going to solve anything. The only thing that will solve that to some certain extent is we having a situation where there is ranches established for headers, right? That is to say, the headers must be in tune with changing times. Because you quite agree with me, there's no developed country you go to in this world today that you'll find a situation where animals wander all around. There is none. You can never find any developed country of that nature. But in so doing now, if the president of the day tries to enforce that, it's going to be rejected by the northerners to some certain extent, evidently clear even in the past, right? Considering the fact that these people are citizens or whatever, they are nomadic in nature, right? That has always been the conversation. They are nomadic in nature. So they move from places to places. And the fact is, I don't know where we're actually getting this. Okay, if you say you are nomadic in nature, how do you expect the government to account for you? Have you ever seen a country where you have citizens being nomadic in nature and the government can account for them and make budget for? So you see, the fact is, the headers must be in tune with changing times, but they are not ready for that. And even the politicians are not ready to have that conversation. Let's look at the issue of dialogue. We need to preach dialogue. We need to be accommodating. There's enough to share, according to Tinubu. But looking at it, you quite agree with me that as far as this life, this nature is concerned now, people have metamorphosized over time, which is the fact that people no more just live because they want to embrace each other in love and peace and harmony. There are two things that guide and regulate the conduct of humanity. One, adequate enforcement of the law. Even in developed countries. That is to say, you know that when you do this, this will happen. You must reap for it. You will go in for it. That makes people behave to some certain extent. Another thing that guides people's conduct is the fact that they must be subordinate and superior. Right? That is to say, in anywhere I live for there to be peace, is either they must be, you are the senior, I am the junior. So you know that when you try me, I will finish you, and me that knows that you are more powerful than me, I will not try you. Those are the things that keeps people in check. But if you think that we're going to sit down and be, in as much as we desire one Nigeria, we want to preach and we want to be all accommodating, we believe we're stronger together, but it's not the preaching of peace and love or whatever that keeps people together. These two indications are what keeps people together. And you quite agree with me to some certain extent, the two is missing. There is no adequate enforcement of laws. We are under-policed. Even the armed forces is overwhelmed, and a lot of other things. So what will keep people in check? So what we're fighting for at the moment is a situation where who is more powerful? Is it me, the Fulani man? Is it me, the Yoruba man? Is it me, the Igbo man? Or is it me, the Hausa man? The fact is, that must be sorted out. When it's sorted out, now everybody will know his position and people now will just decide to keep quiet and whatever. Looking at it, when you now introduce our religious extremism in all aspects as well, that is evident in the country. You have a lot of radical Muslims, radical Christians who are not ready to tolerate each other. The only thing that will make us tolerate each other, let's tell ourselves the truth, is the full implementation of the law and the adequate protection of the vulnerable. That is just it. And all these things are missing. So how do you tell me we are not going to divide? And the fact is, looking at it now, Tinubu will not dare go that way. Right? Because by the time he tries to introduce that, okay, there must be establishment of ranches to curtail the free movement of the Fulanis, you quite agree with me that he is going to lose a lot of... the fact is he's already losing at the same time as far as the North is concerned at the moment. And that is what will bring the division closer in that regards. In the sense that Tinubu doesn't look like somebody that is ready to let go of the fact that this 8 years is his birthright. And at the same time, the Northerners are not ready to give it to him. So when you have a clash of the titans, Abi, that is what I refer to this 2027. Forget about this defection. Clash of the titans is going to definitely give birth to something. So with all these indications on ground, my brother, the issue of one Nigeria, we are going to get better, will remain nothing but a delusion, seriously. We're going to talk more in this regards. I will drop more in this regard. Let's tell ourselves the truth now, at least for once. See, I'm going to speak and a lot of people will think I'm speaking like a Biafran, but no, I want us to reason like analytical human beings. The fact is, the division of Nigeria with all the indications on ground so far is inevitable. The division of Nigeria is inevitable without implementing the regional system of government. Okay, let's look at the indicators. Number one, the fact is, the issue of national insecurity at the moment happens to be majorly a northern problem, right? You will quite agree with me on that. And in that regards now, any government of the day, any president at the moment that is not of the northern descent,
Shay, help us, oh, help us. There is God, oh. There is God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh. God should descend, oh, today God will descend here. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. This thing will end today. My sisters, if your child lost, will you stay and keep quiet? Will you people stay and keep quiet? The president now is calling you, come, I want to help you. You don't want to appear. Will you agree? No. Now the first lady is calling you, come, I want to help you. Come to find your child, your missing child. Will you keep quiet? No. Child, there is God, oh. There is God, oh. The bloods we are sharing, there is God, oh. 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 It's okay.
Again, I apologize, all right? So I lost the audio connection at the point. So I'm sorry about that. And I hope it's back, hopefully. Just before I continue, right? Do you mind? Let me know if you can hear me, please. Right. You can, yeah? All right. Thank you. So let's continue. I'm so sorry about that, okay? And it's probably eating into my time. But let us continue. So that young man, what he was trying to pass on to everyone is that you are in a country that is being led by self-centered criminals that have become so self-centered, so selfish, enough that they have created so much division among their hundreds of ethnic and tribe nationality in that place. That rather than bring the people together, they chose to milk and weaponize that division. And that is what you have in Nigeria today. And I've said that before. You are in a place where we are from a place where we can't actually really wait to kill ourselves at any given opportunity. Social media has brought that to pretty much light. That today, so many people can't believe what they read on social media. This is coming from the background of a tribal, ethnic, religious, hatred. And this is what the politicians have planted. They planted wind. Nigeria is harvesting whirlwind now. So the best thing is for everyone to possibly have this conversation, if we still want to be together, under what arrangement? And if we don't want to be together, peacefully as well, we can decide to go our separate ways, right? Of course, I know you probably will remind me of those who have personal interests, this and that, and they will never let that happen. That is why we said the self-destruct button will do it. So that when you see the sign that the entire place is already crumbling, don't try to save it. Don't tell people to pray. Don't begin to shout one Nigeria this or that, because that could be the lifeline that would extend this madness. Something has to change. You would agree, right? Today, with the weekend was in Abuja, commissioning all these substandard projects that were supposed to be possibly local government projects. But we all know the kind of money laundering going on in Abuja. And today, in his generosity, he declared salary increase for his own band. These are the guys who sing his praises. The same lifestyle he lived when he was Rivers State governor. You know, that time when he was kind of like entertaining us. They would dance, they would sing and all that. So today, he increased the salary of his band for being able to sing for him in Mandarin, I mean in Chinese. Why, for the past 8 or so months, primary school teachers in Abuja have actually been on strike, back and forth, because of unpaid minimum wage. Primary school teachers still earning 10,000 naira in Abuja, but right there on their face, in their faces.
Tell now that the musician can sing in Chinese language, his fee will be increased. His fee will be increased now that he can sing in Chinese language.
Agreement is agreement, yo. Agreement is agreement, yo. Yes, so we get don't talk about Chinese people go free. Agreement is agreement, yo.
Tell the
okay, you see the agreements. Can they extend this agreement to these school children? That this very dark man just help raise awareness on their way again.
All right, so these children have been out of school for about 9 weeks, and the reason is simple. Their teachers went on strike. I don't know they're in charge of LEA, but whatever corruption you are trying to do is not fair to these children. You understand? You had a basic education, that's why you are in the current position you are holding. If these children don't have the basic education that they need, they can't function for us in the society. Instead, we'll raise bandits, terrorists, and criminals. Because if they don't have basic education, how will they survive other than stealing? Now, what is the problem? The teachers of LEA decided to go on strike because The minimum wage before was 30,000 naira. I go slap your father. Hey, come on, Mama. Minimum wage was 30,000 naira. And as you all know, Tinubu say they don't increase minimum wage, go 70,000 naira. Meaning say they're supposed to pay everybody 70,000 naira. Understood? Now, after that, implementation was a problem. When the teachers decided to rebel and say, no, you have to pay us what we are worth, then they went on a little strike. They now called them and said, oh yeah, we'll pay you the 70,000. They now paid the 70,000 naira for 1 month. After that 1 month, they took it out again. They now started paying the 30,000 naira. Now the teachers decided to go on strike. That's why these children have been out of school for 9 weeks. So who they in charge of LEA?